AI agents need a common language to use tools, access data, and complete real workflows. That language is MCP. Now let's look at AI agents need a common language. AI agents are becoming more useful when they can do more than chat. They need to use tools, access data, and follow real workflows. But every business system is different. Without a common connection method, every integration becomes custom. That is where MCP becomes important. MCP gives AI agents a more standard way to connect with tools and data. In simple terms, MCP can become the common language for agent-tool interaction. Now let's look at what you will learn. First, we will understand what MCP means. Then we will see why AI agents need MCP. Next, we will explain how MCP connects tools, data, and workflows. After that, we will look at future business use cases. We will also cover security, governance, and human review. By the end, you will understand why MCP matters for the future of AI agents. Now let's look at what is MCP. MCP stands for Model Context Protocol. It is an open protocol for connecting AI applications to external systems. These systems can include files, databases, tools, APIs, and business platforms. Instead of building a separate custom connector for every tool, MCP provides a shared pattern. That makes AI integration more reusable. For beginners, think of MCP as a standard connection layer for AI. Now let's look at why AI agents need MCP. A chatbot can answer a question. An AI agent needs to work through a task. That task may require checking data, calling a tool, updating a record, or triggering a workflow. If every tool uses a different method, the agent becomes harder to build. MCP gives agents a more consistent way to discover and use external capabilities. This is why MCP is important for the next generation of AI agents. Now let's look at the problem before MCP. Before standards like MCP, integrations were often fragmented. One tool needed one custom connector. Another system needed another custom connector. This creates repeated work for developers. It also makes maintenance harder. As agents grow, fragmented integration becomes a major bottleneck. MCP tries to reduce this integration complexity. Now let's look at MCP as the USB-C idea for AI. A simple analogy is USB-C. Many devices can connect through a common port. MCP works with a similar idea for AI applications. It does not make every tool identical, but it provides a standard way for AI systems to access capabilities. This makes the ecosystem easier to expand. The future of AI agents depends on this kind of interoperability. Now let's look at the main MCP roles. MCP systems usually involve a host, a client, and a server. The host is the AI application the user interacts with. The client manages the connection from the host. The server exposes tools, resources, or prompts. This separation keeps the architecture clearer. It also helps developers build integrations in a reusable way. Now let's look at tools, resources, and prompts. MCP servers can expose different kinds of capabilities. Tools are actions the AI can call. Resources are data or content the AI can read. Prompts are reusable instruction templates. Together, these help agents work with external systems. This makes MCP useful for both information access and task execution. Now let's look at how an MCP workflow works. A user gives a task to an AI application. The AI agent decides what information or tool is needed. The MCP client connects to the right MCP server. The server exposes an approved tool or resource. The agent uses the result to continue the task. The final output may be an answer, recommendation, draft, or workflow action. Now let's look at future shift, from apps to agent ecosystems. Today, many tools work as separate apps. In the future, agents may coordinate across many tools at once. One agent may read a document, check a database, update a ticket, and draft a message. This requires a connected ecosystem. MCP can help agents access capabilities across different systems. This shift moves AI from isolated assistants to connected workflow partners. Now let's look at business data access. Business agents need trusted data. That data may live in documents, databases, CRM systems, ERP systems, spreadsheets, or tickets. MCP can help expose approved data sources to AI applications. This does not mean unlimited access. Good systems still need permissions and controls. The future of MCP is closely tied to secure business data access. Now let's look at tool use for real workflows. Accessing data is only one part of the story. Agents may also need to use tools. They may create a ticket, run a search, calculate a value, generate a report, or update a workflow. MCP can expose these tool actions in a structured way. This helps agents move from answering to doing. That is why tool use is central to MCP's future. Now let's look at MCP and AI agents in customer support. A future support agent may handle more than a simple reply. It can read the customer question. It can check order status. It can retrieve product policy. It can suggest a resolution. It can create a ticket update for human review. MCP helps connect the agent to the tools and data needed for this workflow. Now let's look at MCP and AI agents in finance. Finance workflows often involve documents, transactions, approvals, and controls. An AI agent may investigate an invoice exception. It may check invoice data, purchase order data, and policy rules. It may calculate the mismatch. It may draft a recommendation. MCP can help connect the agent to the approved finance systems. Human approval remains important for financial actions. Now let's look at MCP and AI agents in IT Helpdesk. IT Helpdesk work is often repetitive and multi-step. A user reports a login problem. An agent can search knowledge articles. It can check incident history. It can ask diagnostic questions. It can draft a ticket update or escalation summary. MCP helps connect the agent to helpdesk tools and knowledge sources. Now let's look at MCP and AI agents in procurement. Procurement agents may support supplier and purchase workflows. They can read a purchase request. They can check supplier records. They can compare contract terms. They can draft supplier communication. They can route exceptions for approval. MCP can connect the agent to supplier data, contracts, and workflow tools. Now let's look at MCP and AI agents in software development. Coding agents need more than a code prompt. They need repository context. They need issue details. They need test rules, build commands, and documentation. MCP can connect coding agents to development tools and project knowledge. This can help agents explain code, suggest fixes, or prepare pull requests. Developers still need to review security and design. Now let's look at MCP and Enterprise Workflows. The future of MCP is not only personal productivity. Its bigger value may come from enterprise workflows. Agents may support finance, HR, procurement, support, IT, sales, and operations. Each workflow needs tools, data, rules, and permissions. MCP can help standardize how agents connect to those capabilities. This makes enterprise AI more scalable. Now let's look at the future, agent-to-agent collaboration. Future AI systems may involve multiple agents working together. One agent may handle research. Another may handle data analysis. Another may prepare communication. Another may manage workflow updates. MCP can help each agent access the tools and resources it needs. The challenge will be coordination, safety, and clear responsibility. Now let's look at security must be built in. More connected agents also create more risk. Agents should not have unlimited access. They need authentication, permissions, audit logs, and tool limits. Sensitive actions should require human approval. Prompt injection and unsafe tool use must be considered. The future of MCP depends on secure implementation. Connectivity without governance is dangerous. Now let's look at governance and human review. MCP can help agents connect to systems. But governance decides what they are allowed to do. Human review is important for high-impact decisions. Finance, legal, HR, healthcare, and customer-impacting actions need extra care. Good governance defines roles, permissions, logs, escalation, and accountability. The future of MCP should be human-led, not uncontrolled automation. Now let's look at MCP versus APIs versus RAG. Beginners often confuse MCP with APIs and RAG. An API is a way for software systems to communicate. RAG helps AI retrieve knowledge before answering. MCP standardizes how AI applications can access tools and context. These ideas can work together. An MCP server may use APIs behind the scenes. A RAG system may provide knowledge context to an agent. Now let's look at why MCP matters for developers. For developers, MCP can reduce repeated integration work. Instead of building custom tool access for each AI app, they can build reusable MCP servers. This can make agent development faster. It can also make integrations easier to maintain. Schemas, permissions, and tool descriptions become important. Developers will need to think about reliability, security, and observability. Now let's look at why MCP matters for businesses. For businesses, MCP can make AI agents more practical. It can help connect agents to approved systems. It can support workflow automation. It can reduce integration fragmentation. It can improve reuse across departments. But success still depends on process design and governance. MCP is an enabler, not a complete business strategy by itself. Now let's look at skills needed for the MCP future. Students and professionals should understand the basics of MCP. They do not all need to become protocol engineers. But they should understand AI workflows, data access, tool use, and governance. Developers need integration and security skills. Business users need process and risk thinking. Product owners need to define useful, safe agent workflows. The future skill is not only prompting, it is designing connected AI systems. Now let's look at common beginner mistakes. One mistake is thinking MCP makes agents intelligent by itself. MCP connects agents to capabilities, but the agent still needs good design. Another mistake is giving agents too much access too early. A third mistake is ignoring security and auditability. A fourth mistake is confusing demo success with production readiness. Real business workflows need testing, monitoring, and human review. Now let's look at practical MCP adoption roadmap. Start with one high-value workflow. Identify the data and tools the agent needs. Define permissions and human review points. Build or use MCP servers for approved capabilities. Test with real scenarios. Monitor results, errors, and risks. Then scale carefully across more workflows. Now let's look at final content recap. AI agents need a common way to connect to tools and data. MCP provides a standard connection pattern for AI applications. It can expose tools, resources, and reusable prompts. It can help agents work across business systems. The future of MCP is connected to agents, workflows, security, and governance. The real opportunity is not just smarter chat. It is safer, connected, human-led AI workflow automation. To wrap up, here is the key takeaway. You now have a structured overview of future of MCP, how AI agents will connect to tools and data. Review the core ideas, connect them to examples, and revisit concepts like AI agents need a common language, what you will learn, what is MCP? When practicing. Subscribe to Easy Machine Learning Guide if you want to learn AI through simple explanations and real industry examples.